Hi everyone. So today we're going to do mixed media morsel number 18. No, 17. Sorry, jumping ahead there. Number 17. But before we do that, I want to show you how my little book turned out. Said I would give you a closer look on the last video where I was showing how I made it. And sorry about how I lost that footage, but I knew I could show you now. So anyway, you saw the covers with the painted labels and painted and doodled labels, and I think it turned out really sweet. I love it, and I'm glad to be able to use the same pattern that I originally had on the tiny book. And on the inside, you know, I had put a lot of paper strips, and they ended up being really brighter than I wanted them to be, so that's why I did a wash of the gesso on the inside, and it just kind of tones it down. It's still pretty and it's still got color in it, but it's not as in your face as the other was. So then I did a little simple border. You've seen me do that before. And put my pages in. And then just the other day, I think yesterday or day before, I made a cover page for my book. This was the very first morsel I did of the plastic wrap technique that did not work because I forgot the gesso. So I kept it, of course, because I later went back and did my plastic wrap technique on the back side. So I knew I would use this eventually, and I just realized the other day that's what I could use it for. So I just wrote out the mixed media morsels words, and then I just added a border in black and white and added a few little triangles and some black dots with the Posca pens. So I think that worked out pretty good. So now I have a title page, and then of course these are the morsels that you've already seen, but they really fit and work nicely in this little binder. I just love it. I love having them all together now so that I can flip through whenever I want to and look at them. So, those are those. And then that brings us to today's page, which today I'm going to show you how we use napkins in our mixed media. And a lot of you, I'm sure, have done this already. And it may not be new to you, but a lot of people, I'm sure, have not done it. So I want to make sure that people who are brand new to mixed media get, you know, some ideas of how that works, or how you can use the napkins. So the one I want to use today is this pretty little spring napkin I found at Tuesday Morning. Love this. And it's got two different panels. It's got this one with mostly the yellow flowers, and this one with more of the red. I guess they're like poppies. So, but I love both sides, so it'll be hard to decide which one I want to use. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, there's, you know, layers to your napkin, and so you want to peel away those white plies because they won't work well for you when you get ready to adhere just the printed piece. This one in particular is coming apart very easily. Sometimes it's a challenge, but this one is working out real well. And then I keep these to use in other projects. They can be used like tissue paper for texture, like we did in the earlier morsel, the tissue paper. You can use these for the same thing. You glue it down and make it wrinkly, and you still have that nice textury background. So those are handy for that. But we're going to be working with the printed page this time, the printed sheet of napkins. So let's see, what did this page look like? Maybe that will determine which color we use. It probably doesn't matter. There's so many colors in the butterfly. I was thinking about what's going to be facing it in my book, but it really doesn't matter, I don't think, because it's so colorful on the butterfly page. Let's see. Oh, and for those of you who are not on Facebook, I did add a word to finish my page, my butterfly page. I added the word soar. to that. And I darkened the edge too. I did that off camera with just the StazOn ink. So I thought about a border, but then I kind of like just the idea of it being open sky. So I just didn't box them in. I just left it as an open sky. All right. So on this, we're going to put the napkin on, and you know what? These lines are going to show, but I kind of like that. I don't mind that at all. I do love these red ones too. Let's go with the red. And I think I'm not going to use the border piece of it, not this time. I'll save that to use for another project. That's another thing you can use, by the way, is napkins when you're looking for borders for your pages. A lot of times napkins have really cool borders, and you can use that just like you use the magazine pages to create, but these are already created for you. But you do have to be careful because the napkin is so delicate, so you just got to be careful. All right, I'm gonna just cut this here just to make sure I give myself plenty of room. Looks like I can cut that off right on the fold. So I'm gonna trim that on the fold line. Okay. And I'm just gonna use some Collage Podge or Mod Podge. You can use, you know, 50-50 glue and water. Just got to be careful because, like I said, it's so delicate and so easy to tear. So just be careful with whatever you do. All right, I'm going to use some Mod Podge since that's handy right here, and I'm just going to cover my page and put it down. And in this instance, we're going to try to get few wrinkles. Unless you want a lot of wrinkles, you just want to try to lay it down smooth so that you can keep the pattern. You'll get a few wrinkles, but you don't want to get it too majorly wrinkled if you want to keep the look of the design that's on the napkin already. So just get this on. Okay, and then lay the napkin in place. Whoops, got to go higher. Can't fiddle around with it too much either because it will dry on you. That Mod Podge will dry. Man, this is just not cooperating today. But I'm not giving up. I am going to add a little more Mod Podge though, because otherwise there won't be enough to keep it on there. It soaks into your paper. Unless you have a gessoed surface, it will soak right into your paper and dry out real quick. So that's why I'm adding a little more, because we want to make sure the napkin sticks down. Get the edges. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay. You just gently pat it. It's going to get wet and come through, so be careful that your finger doesn't cause the napkin to come up if it gets wet and sticky. Okay, now this didn't cover right up here at the corner, but that's okay. Let's see if I can find a place to lift this paper up here. There we go. Whoops. It's okay. We can either put a little piece there, or it will get covered possibly when we put an edging around the page. So it's not a big deal. Don't freak out if you have a little corner or a little edge missing. It's okay. Okay. Well, that came out pretty good. And there's little bumps where the napkin is, the little bumps that are in the processing of where they put the napkin together. I don't know if you can see those. They will kind of flatten out with the glue if you press them just a little bit there. Just remember to be gentle because you don't want to tear your napkin. Not that it would be the end of the world if it tore, because this is mixed media after all. But you can press those in and they will kind of flatten out. That's what I'm getting at. So you can see here where it's flat here, but the little bumpy lines are on the red flour there. The little dots. I don't know if you can see that on camera very well, but anyway, got them pretty smooth, so that's good. All right, I'm gonna check my corners, make sure everything is attached well. Yep, did good that time. Okay. And I'll just go ahead, because this is going to be trimmed off anyway. I'm going to go ahead and trim this tiny piece of the napkin and just tack it right on that corner where it didn't quite reach. I got it. Yeah, it's better. Okay. So you see that covered up that little corner there. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a coat across the top. Gently, because you've got a wet napkin now. So you've got to gently do this. And then we'll let this dry. And we'll do some more to it. Okay, so I'm just trimming out the edges of the page where the excess napkin pieces are. Okay, so now this is what the page looks like so far. Now that's just, to me, that's just gorgeous. I mean, what a cool way to make a page. Like, the artwork's already done for you, and it just, and I mean, I just love this beautiful image. I love it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is attach some words. Now this was a stamp that I had already stamped in a previous previous time, and I'm going to cut it in half and use part of it at the top and part of it down here. So I'm just going to cut it apart here. Okay. So we'll have Discover Your Passion here, and then Do What You Love here. Right? Now, because this napkin was a little bit distressed, like vintagey looking almost, I'm gonna take some of this white down. It's a little bit bright for this page. It's fine, you know, if you have a napkin like this and you want to choose to leave a white word, that's fine. You can do that, no problem. But I'm going to just distress those pieces a little bit. Trying to decide which ink color I want to use. I think it's going to be Vintage Photo. Yeah, I'm just going to use that. Except Then it's going to run a little bit when I put Mod Podge over the top. I think I'll do it anyway because I don't care if it smears a little. It's old looking anyway, so I'm going to just do it. And when it smears a little, it'll cover more of this white. So I think that I like that idea. So we'll just hit the edges. Actually, I want to trim that a little bit more. Okay. So we'll just hit the edges, and then the Mod Podge should smear it and spread it out over the top of the white. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, first I'm going to glue them down though with some Scotch quick dry adhesive. Cardstock doesn't stick so well with Mod Podge. The paper's heavy. So I usually use a little bit thicker glue for that. And I had previously stamped the words here, the black part with Stays On. So those the words will be fine. They shouldn't smear at all. Okay. And I really like the lines showing through there. I thought I might. At first I wasn't sure, and then I decided I probably would like them, and I do like the lines showing through. And I'm going to show you another little trick here in just a minute. Let's get these on first. Let's see, I've got the hole. I've got to punch the hole again for my notebook, so I'm going to make sure I move the words over. I don't want the letters to get punched out. Okay. I like that. I love the way napkins put on with Mod Podge feel so cool. It feels so neat, like almost like fabric. It's really cool. You'll see. All right. Okay, so now that's attached, and I guess I'll go ahead and punch those holes real quick. I gotta grab my crocodile. Okay. Let's see. I'll probably see it better if I go this way. Okay. All right, so let's just see what happens with this ink here. This is one of those times when you kind of want it to smear. You don't mind too much. As long as it smears the way I want it to, I'll be happy. All right. Hey, my black ink is smearing. I don't know why that's happening. So when that happens, just go easy when that happens. I have no idea why that's smearing. It could be that I did not use Stays On, and I don't remember when I stamped this, so that might be the problem right there. I'm going to just gently do this. It's okay that it's smearing a little because, you know, it's got that old look anyway, so. But it's not really smearing the brown like I thought it would. Isn't that weird? The one I thought wouldn't did, and the one that I thought would didn't. All right. We got our our Mod Podge surface on the top so that it matches the rest of the page, so that's good. Okay. So we'll just fix that white in a different way in just a minute when this gets dry. So while that's drying, I want to show you, see, I had taken another napkin and made a little iCad. And that's just a napkin. And I did put a little bit of stamping. I might add a little stamping to this too. I just did some script stamping here and there on this. So I may do something like that there too. And then I just added some words, and it just makes a really cute card. You can make greeting cards doing this, or gift tags using napkin images. I just think it's a really fun way to, and it's obvious from the feel of it that it's handmade. So that's a really cool, just a really cool thing to do, and it's fun. But when I was talking about the lines showing through here, you can also put napkins on a text background, like this this tag came this way. It was already printed with this dictionary print. Yeah, dictionary. And when you have a napkin that has a whole lot of white space, for instance, this one did have, you know, a lot of excess space where there's no image on it. So when you have a napkin like that, it's really good to put text or something like this behind it. Like, for instance, this one has a whole lot of white areas. And I thought I would just put that on this tag. And I want to show you how cool that looks when the words show through the napkin. It looks just really cool. And if you don't have a tag like this, it's fine. You can put your own dictionary paper on a tag, or on an index card, or on a greeting card, or whatever. You just use book text. You can use dictionary paper or music sheets or whatever you want to use, you know, that's printed, magazine article, and it just looks really cool showing through. But it typically works the best if you have a lot of white space. If you have a napkin that the whole napkin, the entire napkin is just a solid mass, you're not going to be able to see too much of this through. So keep that in mind whenever you have, you know, ones that look like this, because they're perfect to use with something like this. So, all right, I'm going to just do this real quick. Just wanted to be able to give you an idea of how this looks and how it works. I actually had it turned over backwards a while ago, so it's going to look even better than I thought, because it's darker on this side. I had it upside down. And it will wrinkle just a tiny little bit, but it's okay. It just adds to the character. I love it. Okay, so we got the napkin attached. Let's check the corners here. That looks pretty good. Okay. So now I'm going to just go ahead and put a little across the top. And I'll just punch this hole out again, just like I did a minute ago on my pages, in my page. Remember, you want to do this very gently because the napkin gets really wet. All right. And then just then just trim off the excess. My mouth is not working right today. I have another project that's coming up pretty quickly here, pretty soon, where I'm using this technique with the napkin. So that video will be coming out as soon as I get it finished. Not quite done yet. Sometimes I have to stop in the middle of projects and get a morsel in. And I want to let you guys know that I really didn't intend to do these necessarily once a week, but it has been working out so far, and I'm really enjoying it. But I do want to let you know that as summer approaches, my time is going to be a lot more limited for doing this kind of stuff, because my grandkids come over and spend a lot of time with me in the summertime. So, you know, family's going to come first. So if the morsels start to be spread out a little bit more, I know you guys will understand. It may not happen. It may be that things work out fine and I'm able to get them done and all just like I've been doing. But on the chance that it doesn't work out that way, bear with me, okay, guys? Don't give up, and don't think I've given up, because I certainly haven't. It's just that there'll be a lot more, a lot less free time for me to do this kind of stuff. So, but we'll get them done. Now, isn't that gorgeous? I mean, really, I love how that looks with the words behind there. And so make sure you try to find, when you go shopping looking for napkins, make sure you try and find some that have a lot of white space too, because those aren't bad just because they don't have an image or a design that covers it entirely. This is really fun, and this would make a great bookmark or a gift tag. You know, and with the ribbon tied in here, it would just be lovely. So, okay, so I wanted to show you those little examples. Now, back to this. I think I will just take some paint. Let's see, I've got some brown here that I think if I water it down, that's way too much. Even that little drop is way too much, but it's okay. We'll use it somewhere. Let me get a brush and some water. We're really going to water this down good. I mean, this is not going to be opaque. This is really going to be translucent. You'll be able to see right through this. But that's my hope anyway. Trying to get a little bit off. There we go. So see how that just kind of turns it a little bit of a brown type color. And then you can dab some off, leave some heavy and some not. So that's how that works when you need to kind of age it a little bit. Cool, huh? All right. So, let's see, I was thinking about adding some stamping. So let me see if I can, I'll just put this brown on a page here real quick in my unwasted paint book. Ooh, it looks like chocolate milk got spilled. Okay. Need to do some more doodling in that too. Haven't done that in a while. In case you're wondering why I always have something up here, it's because of this glare from my lamp. If I put something there, that big bright glare is not there. Okay. And I think I'm going to use the brown stays on just to put a little bit of background texture in there. Stamped right on the words. That looks good. That kind of helps tie your, whenever you stamp on images that you glue on, see how I stamped right here? And it got on the words. That helps to bring your words into your background, so they look like they're part of the piece of art, and they don't look like just something that's been stuck on the outside or on the top. Isn't that neat? Okay, love it. Perfect. Okay. Love that. Doesn't that look cool? Yep, I do love it. I'm going to take it, drag this through here and there just a little bit to add even more of that to it. Yay. Doesn't that look neat? Looks so old. So there you go, guys. There's a way to use napkins in your art. And you can put napkins on canvases, on art journal pages, like I said, on tags and index cards. There's just a lot of ways to use them. You can alter boxes with them. And they're just a really cool thing to use for altering. So I hope you guys like this, and looking forward to seeing what yours look like. So be sure and share them on in the Facebook group, and we'll be seeing you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.